Hey gods and goddesses, I'm so happy to be back. Oh my goodness, for another hit video. I hope all is well for y'all as all is well for me. I'm out here eating from my favorite joint for poutine, Shawarma Poutines in YYC, which is Calgary. Um, it's called Barlow Poutine. Shawarma Barlow. And like we have a lot of shawarma joints. YYC is known for that. But what I do love about Barlow, Shawarma Barlow is that the fact that they sell, they made the poutine. I think that's what makes them so different from all the others. But I really don't know any other thing in their menu besides that. But I'm thankful for y'all to be here. Without further ado, before I describe my poutine to y'all, let's do a quick prayer because I need to always make sure I'm graceful for all that happens to me. Grateful. So thank you, Heavenly Father, for bringing on this food and always bringing food to my table and blessing my family, my life. And I want you to continue to bless us and bring the right nourishments and health, mentally, physically, and emotionally to us. Amen. And so it is. Anyway, it's chicken. Okay, usually I used to order, my favorite one I used to order was I would get chicken and lamb because I have this thing for lamb. So good. Shawarma lamb is the bomb. But they don't make that no more. So now they only make chicken and like beef down there, which I don't care for. But chicken is what I do care for. So I'm gonna give it a try. Oh, and of course I got my water and ginger ale. To, Oh, they put onions, tomato, all the sauces besides sweet sauce, so like garlic, hummus, hot sauce, tahini. Yeah, I think that's all they added. Oh, and cheese, of course. And the poutine. I just love garlic sauce. So good. Can't even talk. Oh my gosh. That works better. Y'all can see all this yummy, delicious stuff. So good. I swear you can never go wrong with a shawarma poutine. I don't know what other cities have poutines, but I do know, um, excuse me, I do know that this is the best poutine thus far that I've tried. Mmm. I didn't tell a girl I was hungry. And if you haven't tried a shawarma poutine, you're missing out. Oh, Montreal always gives me that that sense of feeling good. I don't know if that makes sense. Whew. I really know it's in the swap. I'm so focused on my food. And this is why I get so full. I get so focused. And also I'm so full. Damn. I remember I was in the school and we had like a 15-minute break and I was like, oh fuck that, I'm going to shawarma spot and I'm gonna go quick to go buy my food. So I went there, came back late, locked out of my place. When we locked out of the school, I almost went home. I been in the classroom, I'm like, I'm not. I was watching Derek Jinx, JAXN. You know how I spelled that? Anyways, he's talking about entrepreneurship and something about two things. If you don't, you gotta change your mindset to get to where you want to get to. I think you have to have a purpose, something like that. And when he said that, it really got me to really knowing why I chose to do YouTube, why I choose to focus on things that make me happy in this life and this time right now in my life. Yeah, like I feel like I don't like things that cause too much stress. I mean, no, like obviously anything is gonna cause stress in your life. Obviously, you're gonna do things and some things may not work the way you want them to work out. Obviously, we're gonna get overwhelmed sometimes. You want to give up, but at least knowing that you love what you're doing is gonna make you continue to do it. And I feel like some people don't love what they're doing and they still do it anyway. Have a game plan of why you're doing what you're doing to get where you want to get to. Otherwise, nothing is gonna work out well for you. You won't be able to pursue the dreams you want. Put yourself in a setup of a plan. Tell yourself, this is what I want to do so I can get to here. I remember I was reading this post, I think it was something about black businesses on Instagram, and it was saying how this guy worked for 6 months to pay off his debt in order for him to buy a house, because I think some banks don't really care. Yes, you have to just look good for a certain time period, and they're like, okay, we trust you with a loan for a house and all that. I don't know how it works, but I'm learning about real estate because real estate is an exciting thing for me. I've always loved houses. I've always loved learning the whole concept of it all. So, yeah. So they really care about you having good credit. Good credit is number one for them. And something to sustain that, like to pay your payments, your mortgage, your utilities, all that. They want you to sustain those payments. And when I read that, I was so astonished because I'm like, honestly, if you focus hard enough and you hustle for yours, you can get where you want to get to. It's a matter of believing and focusing on your hustle. And I've had people that I know that would tell me it's so hard to buy a house, it's so hard to do this, so hard. But it's not hard. As long as you focus and you get your, like, you got a game plan of what you want done, you will get where you want to get to. You can always co-sign, you can always have help. There's always potential to get where you want to get to. It's just a matter of focusing, really, really focusing and saying, this is how I want to get where I want to get to, and this is how I'm going to get there. And then you get it done, like really get it done. And I feel like being single has really helped me to open my eyes to really focus on my game plans and really not think about how am I going to get here, where am I going to be in this time period. I want to make sure things work out for me. It really has, and it also gave me the priorities. Like I really wanted to be there for my growth of my daughter. For my boys, I was there with them because I was in high school at the time, and they were right across, like their childcare was in the school, or either they were with their dad. So I felt safe wherever I took them. But yeah, like growing up with my children like that, like it was a great opportunity. But then after I got pregnant, a surprise pregnancy, I was like, I'm not missing out on her growth. I'm not missing out on her joy, her beauty, like all these things about her I didn't want to miss out. That I was like, I could not, like, I gotta make sure I choose to do certain things that will get me. I have to sacrifice a little bit of time to be able to have a lot of time with my children, with their life, with what they do, and that's how I get where I want to get to. I don't want to feel the anxiety of any type of, like, I don't want to feel that anxiety for any type of job. I want to come to a job to get what I need to get done, to get the money that I need to get, and know that I'm doing the things I love if I'm going to have a job. And if not, then I want to know that I am working on my businesses and I am focusing on my businesses and I'm making the money that I want to make with the goal that I set up and the plans that I set up with the people that I negotiated with or whatever the case is. And that's how you get to where you want to get to. And a lot of people are so scared of that. They're so scared of going broke, homeless, and all that. But it's usually the ones that go homeless, broke, and whatever are usually the ones that have already problems to begin with. Like, you won't go homeless if you, let's say you've been renting or you own a house for like 10 years and then natural disaster, I mean not natural disaster, but like you decided you want to quit your job and just focus on your dreams. You won't go homeless because you could possibly, you know how to work your mind because you already know how to get your mind wired up. Like having a house to sacrifice. At some point you do sacrifice a lot. You sit there and say, I want this house, I gotta sacrifice this, that. And when you say stuff like that, it's a lot. It literally, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of like being honest to yourself, being faithful, being really focused. And that is hard for a lot of people to do. They don't want to focus. They don't want to stay determined or stay getting where they want to get to. Because they feel like, oh, you know, it's going to take too long. Well, why do people say it takes too long when they could just say it doesn't, and then it won't. If you just focus, if you just work, you'll get where you want to get to. That's part of the reason why I came to YouTube. I came to YouTube because I felt like this is something I can do, and I know I can do, and I will do. and I will stay focused doing it because I love, like, I eat every day, so I might as well be on YouTube, you know? I talk a lot anyways. I might as well go on YouTube. So many things that I already do. I might as well go and continue doing it. But now, on a bigger platform than me, than what I really do on other social medias or whatever. It's all about the focus. Like, nothing comes easy. That's true. But nothing comes if you don't intend it to come. That's the way I see it. No shade to nowhere else in the world, but it's the best poutine ever. Um, I've never tried because I know I hear people say how Montreal, that's where the poutines are at. Never tried that yet. Love to try it soon, eventually someday. But thus far, it's poutine I've had. Oh, keep burping. Damn, I'm getting so full. I love it. Love it. Food, man. Could never go wrong with good food. Soul food. Lovely food. I feel like my favorite feeling with food is always Sudanese food. I feel like no matter how far I go away from Sudanese food, or I stop cooking it, or I stop eating it, I always come back to it, and it doesn't get me fuller than that. Like, I could eat stuff like, I love this poutine, yes, but I could not eat this for like 10 days straight, no. But when it comes to Sudanese food, I feel like I could just eat it all the time, anytime, over and over, and it's just always just right, and I swear, that's why you get thick eating Sudanese food, I swear. Because you're always eating it, and like, I mean, it's healthy, but it really is soul food. Like, it really makes you feel good. You feel at home. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased simply because, maybe I am biased because I am used to Sudanese food. But then again, I don't know. I remember, like, the last food that ever made me feel the way Sudanese food makes me feel is probably, like, Jamaican food. Caribbean food, to be honest, is so good, too. It literally fills me up. But depends on the cook or the chef. Because I've tried bad Caribbean food. Like, I literally went to this one spot. I'm not going to call it out. But, like, in YYC, it was in Southeast. And I went there. Me and my friend, we were like, I don't know, we came from downtown, and I told her, let's eat some Jamaican food. But, there's Jamaican food in downtown. That time I was, like, kind of, like, just, taking the buses and trains and getting to know Calgary. Because I just had my son, and I was, like, yeah, I literally just had my son. I think he was a baby. Like, he was, like, maybe, like, a month old. Because I know it was summertime. Anyway, regardless, we went to this place. We went there, Because I was telling her how good craving food is. Then the food ended up tasting like crap. And I was like, what? I thought all craving food everywhere tastes good. Shout out to freaking, I don't know which spot it is, but there's this Korean food place that I eat. Not the name. I ordered online one time. It was so good. Literally thebomb.com. I forgot the name now. Anyway, this Korean food. And then I also like, that's the only one that I like in Calgary. And of course, me and my girl, we literally one summer, like she was pregnant. So you know pregnant people, they eat nice. So we made our own jerk and made our own chicken and ate that. And she made it for my baby shower for my daughter. Yeah, as you can tell, she's obviously the godmother of my kids. Yeah, her Korean food is bomb. Like, I literally ate that jerk chicken because she let, like, people didn't take a lot home because it was like, she came late, so then there was a lot left, and people didn't take a lot home. So there's, like, a huge bucket full of jerk chicken, so I was eating it. And, you know, being pregnant, you have heartburns, and I did not care about the heartburns. And funny enough, I actually gave birth not long after that. Anyway, yeah, like, and then the only other Korean place I love, like the first place I've ever tried, and I still love it to this day, Irie Foods in Yeg, my hometown. Literally, Irie Foods is so good. Like, I don't know if the old lady that I remember growing up was still there, but this lady, she blessed the food. Like, yeah, I don't know, like, it was so good. And this other place I went to was actually in Northside before. The last one I was in Edmonton, actually. Yeah, I stopped there. We went to eat, me and my girls, and then I dropped them off, and then went off to the highway. And it was so, like, it felt like Irish food all over again. The lady was such a beautiful heart. She's such a beautiful soul. She literally loved my daughter and all that. Oh my gosh, a fruit fly. This is why I hate fucking summer. Sometimes. I have so many bottles I have to get rid of. So I've been having fruit flies. I keep spraying them like this. It's not as much as I thought there was because I sprayed, like, I literally have like a cover full of bottles and I sprayed them and they were gone. But now there's like one or two lingering elsewhere. So annoying. Anyways, I hate fruit flies. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that place was a perfect joint. I loved it. She loved my daughter. She literally, like, I don't know, she felt like my daughter was her daughter, and she was a true Jamaican. I think it's like the real raw Caribbeans can cook, but the rest of the other ones, just because of me trying that day that Jamaican food, I feel like it's just like Sudanese. Like, I bet you any money, if I cook a certain sauce, it may taste different from my auntie or my grandma cooking. It won't taste, or my mom, it won't taste the same. It's just because of the way we cook are all different. You know, through generation, no matter how well somebody can cook, it still is not going to be the same as the heart, like, the original. And, like, I can put my foot up in the kitchen for the Sudanese food. I love Sudanese food. But I get, like, because of kids, it's hard to make a lot of these Sudanese meals because of kids. Like, I don't know how some of these aunties and moms do it, but it is good food. It is really good food. It's something that you really, I think I value more because I take the time to make it. And when I take the time to make it, it's like, it's good stuff. But like, if I don't, like, if it's like, I love this poutine, it's so delicious. Oh my gosh, I gotta finish it before I'm talking too much. I was like, why do I have a spoon? Now it makes sense. I swear I be thinking I'm talking to y'all, but really I'm just thinking in my head. I got Lionel Richie in my head. You call it do 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 do, as they call it, we call it. I don't know how the song goes, forgot, but it really is in my head. Don't you hate when you're burping and you're eating? It's like, could you just let me chew and swallow then burp after? Because I do know that there's two different holes for eating and breathing. So why can't you just wait? I'm gonna go drink more ginger ale to make me burp more. Ah. They call it, we call it. I call it. The biggest fail ever. Whatever. My friend is telling me a funny story of how she went to cut a watermelon next for herself. They went for a walk and came back. And then dad went to her room and took her watermelon. And she came back, she's like, oh, he dusted it. and when she asked him why, he's like, oh, I thought you were God. Everybody has had a parent do this kind of shit. Or not even a parent, or like when you were back in the day when you were in school and you're rushing to go home because you know that you got that one food that you like is in the fridge and you want to be the one to kill it. That was a battle for the, what's the word? Battle for the best? Battle for the fittest? Battle for the baddest? Survival of the fittest, yeah. And I know, for real, survival of the fittest. If you got to her right here to fuck home because you wanted to eat the meal that you wanted to eat. These things. I don't know why I moved that. I was so annoyed. Trying to figure out. Last bite, and me done my food. It always feels like I just finished a big challenge or I finished my food. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, that was some good ass food. Shout out to Shawarma Barlow for making this shawarma poutines, and y'all make it the best thus far. And yeah, you in YYC, check it out. One in Northeast, one in Southwest. And once again, release the gods and goddess within you. And remember, you got no choice but to win.